let's get started. Demo first of cheap hotel management system in MBC with clean architecture. So here I just build one application which have hotel and room in MBC, right? And this is that hotel list, so that user can able to do create a new hotel and add edit details as well. And if you go to that room section, so you will see whatever the rooms is available that particular hotels with their capacity, and they will show us over here as like is room available, right? So this two room is not available, but yeah, one room is available. And also there's options, if user want to create book that room, so also they can able to book the rooms. So let's quickly see how actually working this complete flow of chief hotel management system. So first I'll go to that hotel, and let me just create a new hotel. So let me add that hotel name is like this. It is a chief hotel, top 5 chief hotel I'm just trying to create over here. And once I just given the address, once I create, now see the new hotel is got created over here with their address along with their options. So let me try to add something. Okay, if I miss something, so something like, suppose I want to edit something, so suppose I just miss that this to this. Okay, so this is wrong, that's fine, but yeah, just trying to update this hotel. So once I update, see whatever just I updated, that is got updated properly, right, with help of that clean architecture, right? So, and also there is a details page. So once I click the details in here, I can go back, or also if I want to edit over here itself, so I can edit. So let me back to whatever that previously we changes, right? So that let me back same things over here, for example USA, and save it. So now it's revert back whatever changes we have done wrongly, so that I edit. And also then once I trying to delete, so if I want to delete, so they will give that one confirmation. Okay, so are you sure want to delete? Yes, I want to delete. Or if I want to go back, so I can go back here. So once I click the delete, so I just click on delete, so that has been deleted. So everything actually working with this clean architecture approach in this MBC. And once you just create a new hotel, so I can just see that row what I can just create a room as well. So let me go to that room, and here see currently we have a 3 hotels, right? So once I create a new room for particular hotel, so let me create a new rooms. So there is a drop down next whatever that hotels you have currently, they will try to bind over here. And once I select, suppose I want to select this guy, and this capacity is for 9, and per the price actually I just decide over a 600 and create it. So once you create it, now see this is a new hotel, that is hotel. And also just I created a new room, so this is a new room, right? And as of now it is available, right? So once you available, so I can just book that rooms, right? So let me click that book rooms. So you are able to see this is a nice room booking form over here, where actually I can, what is the checking time, so I just checking time over here. And what is the checkout time, so this is a checkout time. And what is that pay actually we user want to pay, so something like that. And then once I create, now see once I create this, so this hotel is now, this particular hotel, this room is not available. And now another things actually, what the left days actually pending, how many days actually pending for this uh room, right? So that also will be show over here, like okay, after 4 days this room will be available, right? So within 4 days you are not book to this room again, right? So like that this will be implement, right? So before start to implement, I'm especially recommend, if you first time visit my channel, go to my channel which is dotnet real world example. I'm especially recommend one session which is actually related to this guy, right? So I already created a clean architecture with existing web API, so you can check out how we can create a clean architecture or using existing clean architecture with this web API, right? So this is actually I referring from here, so you can go to and check out, because I'm using clean architecture. So same clean architecture which I already cover end to end, like from start to end, so that I will use it over here MBC. So I'm not going to create again the from scratch to clean architecture, but I will use same things from here. And one more session I am especially recommend, this is this guy. So this is actually from that starting of that clean architecture, how you can just create a clean architecture from that scratch. So once you create this clean architecture, then I also this session actually show like how we can use that existing clean architectures to change within your own DB or own different implementations. So that actually that is a series actually. So once you have to check that one, and then second one this guy, and then you can come forward from this session. So that will be help for you. So now I will take same example. So this is that same example, don't worry about that. This repo already exists in my GitHub link, so I will share you at of the end of the this session. And let me open this guy. So now my application got open, and once you click the solution explorer, now see I have that clean architecture over here, which have that core infrastructure, presentation layer, and test. So once you open that core infrastructure and presentation, I will not do any touch on that clean architecture whatever we done, right? So only we'll do in this presentation layer whatever our presentation layer, like so previously we have done for web API. So now we will introduce in our web application, in MVC. So that will add and will use, that will use in our MVC application. That's it, right? So first what I need to do, simply right click on that, add a new project. So I will add a new web application. So that may look for MVC. So this is that MVC, and look for the template of MVC using with C sharp. So I'm using this C sharp. Select this guy, next, and here I can just add over here MVC 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 web app, and that is done. And also just make sure you are just using current location, means whatever our project location. So that is my locations, that is fine. And project name would be uh, web app, MVC web app. And next, and choose whatever your framework you want, so up to you. So but yeah, especially recommend whatever our current clean architecture framework we are using. So as of now we are using .NET 8, so you have to use .NET 8. But if you want to upgrade that one, so you have to also upgrade your clean architecture uh, the framework. So I will keep it same, create. So now our application is created, and default application is got created. So let me quickly set this as a startup application, okay, and run this application, see what is the default uh, template is look like. So now see, this is simple template which have the privacy tab and home tab. It's nothing, just returning as a static data. So let me close, and let me start our implementation of clean architecture integrate within our MVC. So first of all, what you need to do, simply actually I have to add that reference of that application and the infrastructure in this here. So in here, right click on the dependency, add that project reference, and here I just use this application and this infrastructure. So let me zoom in for you. So these two reference you have to add it, right? This is a inner layer, this is a outer layer, right? So let me add. So once you add, so that is first step. Now second step, once you add, you have to resolve the dependency. So whatever the dependency I have already in a core layer and infrastructure layer, that I have to resolve the dependency. So I already just created, I have to just go to that program.cs file in MVC, and here I have to just just add that extension method over here. So before build, I have to do over here that call that method. So what is that one first method? My first extension method is that add application service, which is we have in this core application, right? And also it is looking for that reference, so it is not by default coming, so that's why we have to forcefully add those reference over here. So my first reference would be for application, using that, using application extension, right? So once you get, see, now application extension method registration has been resolved. Similar, I have to register for that infrastructure layer, right? So already I have just created, so let me add that guy also. So this is another one, add infrastructure layer, and similar I have to do call using that namespace. So let me bring back that namespace. So once you're done, so if you don't know if you don't know how we can create these all things, right? So this is part of clean architecture, so that's why I'm not going to details, but yeah, I'll show you why I'm just calling. Because see, if you go to solution explorer, if you go to the application one, if you go to extension and go to the dependency and registration, so see, I just resolve all the dependencies in this application layer, right? So that simply I just call this extension method, I can resolve the dependency itself, whatever required in our application side, right? So that's why I am using similar application and infrastructure layer. So I just given the great details in our that recommendation session, so please watch that one first. So once you're done, this is done. And also one more thing, actually I have to do that over here before run. So I have another extension method that is over here. Go to that extension in the infrastructure layer, that is startup extension method, right? So this guy, create if not exist. So these things also I have to call over here, so that if we are newly data, so they will automatically migrate and generate the db. So what I need to do, simply app dot create if does not exist, right? So this method will call, so that if you first time running your application, so you don't need to do any migration and all, because I'm using ef core, so definitely you have to do that migration also, I don't require that. This method, actually everything will be handled in the clean architecture. So these three things you have to do in your application, right? These two extension of that resolve the dependencies, and this is that migration, right? So once it's done, now we are good to go to start our implementation in our application there, in our mbc web application, right? So first of all, what I will do, I will just create a new controller over here. So let me create a new controller. I will use mbc controller, mbc empty controller, add that guy. And first I'll just create a hotel controller, right? So let me create a hotel controller and remove that one, add it. So now my hotel controller is getting created over here. So what I need to do, I have to just create an base controller, so that see, this is a controller, right? So this same controller will inherit the all the controller. Even I have to require mediator or uh, you know mechanism over here, approach, actually we have to call that mediator art, so that I can, that clean architecture I can call whatever the feature of the clean architecture, I can call that using the mediator art, not directly dependence, it is a indirectly dependent, right? So that's why we use that mediator art. So what I will do, simply I just create a new controller, that is called again empty controller, and let me add this guy as a mbc base controller, right? So let me make it that name and add it. And here what I need to do, I keep it that controller, that is fine. But here I don't need any action and all, so I'll just remove quickly. And here I have to just calling that uh, mediator r function, right? Means that I sender. So I just using that I sender, that I use the private variable, and in this private variable, right, simply I just assign. If it is not exist, so I have to just get it that from that I sender and assign to over here. Means I just create an instance of the I sender in this base controller, so that I can inherit that guy and I can use it instead of writing same code again and again all that controller, right? So that's why it is just a clean code, so that's why I'm using this way. So yeah, let me go back to your hotel controller and simply replace this controller to mbc controller. Now we are good to go to use that mediator r and use that call all that application feature. For example, this here, if you go to application, so you will see in this feature there's a many feature, right? So I have that booking feature, I have that hotel feature, I have that room feature, right? So all of things I can call using that mediator r, and I can get the data, I can use it in our application mbc application layer. So now our view, actually that action is created, right? So now I have to just create a view, right? So let me right click on that, add that new view, add. And just first view I have to just create it at the default as an index. So once you create that index, so see, it is just empty, and remove everything. and once you see that project label, so it is just got created inside this view. It is just created a hotel views and thus index html, right? So here we will start our implementation. So what I need to do first actually I just bind the data, whatever data I just calling in this hotel controller. Here whatever data I will call, so that I have to pass it to the view, and then view will render all the data. So quickly just call the data first, like how we can call the data. So here uh, I have to just call that that mediator r function. So let me use that mediator r, for example, where a response, and in this response using that await, and then mediator r, and dot send method. And in this send method, what is that, uh, that query. So which is our query? So my query is, if you go to application layer, I'm just getting that hotel list, right? So go to that query. So there is a get hotels. So I have to call this get hotels query. So new, just call that whatever query you want. So get hotels query, and just simply pass it that hotel query. Where you can go to the application layer, and in this application layer, we have that hotels, and in this hotels we are trying to get hotels, right? So that's why I'm just calling this get hotels query. Simply you just pass that get hotel query, you will get that response, and whatever response you will get it over here, I will get that response dot hotels. So all the hotels I will get it over here. And there's a one issue, it is issue related to async task. So let me just define to task, because I'm using the async await. So let me add this task. Okay, so see, now I'm getting the data. See, it is just a clean code, right? So this is a one line code, and I can get the data from that clean architecture, right? And then get the data, and simply using in our MVC web application or any application. It is simple one line code, and you can get that any web applications. So now I'm get the data. Now I have to bind this index view page. So go to that MVC application, go to that index one, and here I will just bind it that application, right? So what I need to do first, let me create a model over here. So this is that model, I have to just create it, and whatever DTO I'm just trying to bind. So see, it is just returning, that hotel DTO, right? So that's why I'm just using that model, that hotel DTO. And let me bring that namespace. So bring the namespace over here, and then we have to do our design over here. So this is just a design part, so I'm not going to details, but yeah, simply what I will do, I just create a view bag over here for the title, and this is that index. And or just we can tell over here hotel list. And in this hotel list I have to try to bind the list, right? And before the bind, I'm just create a one command, okay, one button, where actually if I required create a uh new hotel, so I can just create. So that's why I just specify the button. And after that I have to just create a table. In this table I will just bind all the data. So let me quickly add over here as a design. So see, I just create a table, and in this table just define whatever that header part. So name and address is the header part, and this is that iteration through that models. And we will just bind our data in this name and address, and we have to trying to bind uh, all that actions. So as of now we have not implement, but yeah, we will implement in later. So save it. Now we are good to go to run and see in actions. So let me run this application. Now see, application is running, but yeah, I missed that that new tab actually I have to introduce over here. So that I have to add it, but yeah, as of now I can just directly moving to that tab that is called is hotel, right? So once you click that hotel, you will get that null exception, means null reference exception. Why? Because everything is set, but one thing actually I missed that, that is database. So if I show you in a console, right? So see, it is trying to connect the DB, but DB is not available. Why? Because I have not specified that connection string, so that is missing in our here, in application side, in this web application side. So that I have to just add it. So let me quickly add that guy. So for example, I have to add that app dot setting, and in this app dot settings, I have to specify our connection string. So let me quickly edit our connection string over here. So this is my connection string, and this is simply I just specify our local connection string. But yeah, I will change it over here. Like for example, MBC, uh, MBC clean architecture hotel DB demo, right? I just edit the demo and save it so that it will create a new database for me, right? And the list of things is a common, like whatever data source and all. So let me keep it same, and now try to run this application. And let me show you first on here in a console app. See that automatically they will create the migration. See, all the table got created automatically, right? Which is not created, and everything is got created because I have used that migration, auto migration as well in our clean architecture. So that is a nice things over here. And also again I forget to that, but yeah, definitely I can go to direct as a calling that hotel controller. So click that hotel controller. So once you redirect to hotel page, now see, you are able to see these two hotels, which is this is just seed data we have in our clean architecture. So that actually providing, so this is a default data, right, as of now. But yeah, what I will do, simply I will just create I will implement that functionality first, like whatever that create functionality. So I can just add a new hotels over here, and then we will move it to uh, other things, right? So let me quickly create over here. So let me close that. Means our list binding is perfectly working fine, but now we will have to create functionality. So what I need to do, simply I have to go to that hotel controller, and here I have to just create that. So simply I have to just create a action method so that our action view can load it on that create a click, right? So once you load, now we have to post the method so that I can just save the data as well, right? So this is a mechanism of that MBC. So if you don't know, so go to my channel, you definitely will get idea like how actually working that MBC pattern. So now see, I just create a get method that will return the view, and then post method which will send the data, right? And in here what I'm trying to do, see, again nothing, I'm just create method, post method, just trying to validate. But yeah, this is doesn't matter because I already validate in our clean architecture, so doesn't require. But yeah, I'll just safe side I'm just using. And in here again I'm using the mediator send query, and whatever our clean architecture actually that CQRS pattern I'm using, that create command, right? So simply I just using that create command and passing that simple hotel DTO to this, they will taken care. And once you complete, it will redirect to our this guy, right? So save it and simply try to run and see in actions. So our application is running, and also again I missed that. Okay, so let me quickly close that and then add in that navigation first, like go to that layout, shared component, layout, and go to here, just copy a new tab over here. And here the new tab in action area is some fine, but controller would be as a hotel, and action is fine also, and that name would be the hotel, right? And save it and now run it. So now my application got running over here. Now see, I am able to see the tab as well. So click on the tab. So once you get the tab, I am able to see the list. Everything is perfectly working fine. Now once I click that create new, so I am getting that issue. See, I just create actions, but I have not created a view. So that view actually looking in this view and a hotel and also shared folder, right? So let me quickly just create a view because I missed that view. So right click on that and add that view, empty view, and let me name it as a create, and add this guy. And simply I have to just add or binding the data, right? Means that form I have to just create it over here. So I have already handy that, so I'm not going to designing, but yeah, so I'll show you how we can just do that. Simply I just import the model, right? This is the my model, and this is the normal things, right? And here I just create a form, and in this form just binding our whatever that name, address, and that submit button, and here that back button as well. And this is that script, right? So save it and now run it. So now is running, and go to that hotel, create this guy. Now see the application form is rendering over here. As of now it's empty, but yeah, let me add some hotel. Like for example, this is my chief hotel name. So let me add this guy, and then address also for that. The current address is that this guy, right? And let me create. So once you create, now see, I the data is got created in our DB, and they actually rendering from again, right? Means that insert update is working perfectly fine, right? Now moving to that guy, edit and details, delete, right? So close that. Let me start with the edit implementation. So go to here again, go to that hotel controller. Let me implement that edit one. So for edit, what I need to do, I have to just create that view again, another view created, actions, view and actions. We have to just create it over there. So let me call first, actions for that edit. And in this edit, what we are expecting the ID, and ID is checking. If it is not null, and then we returning, and again, we just using the mediator R and call that get hotel by query. They will actually passing the ID, they will return the data of that particular hotels. So I'm that getting the hotels, and then hotels actually sending in this view, right? And this view also we can just as of now we don't have as a view, but yeah, we will create it. But before create it, let me complete our action method all. So we have to just create a post method as well. Like once I get that view, so once I click that update, so that data should be update as well, right? So that method also I have to just create it. So let me quickly create that. See, edit post method. Again, we have to just getting that ID and that binding hotel DTO, and here just condition over here, that is fine. But here again we are just calling, that update command, right? So this is that update command. We just calling that update command, pass that ID and hotels like hotel DTO, and they will get it over here. And also one more thing, if this is that, if update concurrency exception, like some same time actually we are trying to update two applications, right, in the same time. So that actually we just extendably we have to use that, this guy. But yeah, up to you, whatever your requirement, you can use it. So what I need to do for this, actually I have to just create this method as well. So let me quickly create this method in this below, and we are good to go, right? So this is that additional logic we have to create it. But yeah, that is fine. Once you're done, if it is there is a no error, so it is redirect to index page, and it is failed, so redirect to means it will keep it to same page, right? So save it, and now let me quickly add a new view of this name, edit. So let me call this guy as a edit, right? And add. So once we add, also we have to design over here. So let me quickly design also, because I'm not going to create a design. But yeah, here it's simply again same design, right? Again just create edit form, right? And in this edit form, simply that whatever property we just trying to binding over here, simple is a update button, submit button, and this submit button also is, returning back to over here, right? So similar, save it and run it. So go back to here, click that hotels. Now I'm able to see the hotels. And if I want to edit, this hotel, so for example, click on that. And if I want to change something this hotel to, for example, the exact name of this hotel, for example, this is that correct hotel, right? Means correct name. And then I want to change to this guy to this and save it. Once you save it, now see our update functionality also is working perfectly. There is no issue. Once I add it, so it is loading whatever existing data we are getting from there and binding over here. And once I update it, so it is updated also. So now let me update this guy also. So my another hotel would be this guy, and my name would be, means that address would be this guy. Save it. Now see, our edit update functionality also working perfectly. Now we are pending to detail and deletes, right? So close that. Now go to that hotel controller and let me expand over here, scroll down, and here what I will do, again I have to just create that actions of that, details one. So let me quickly create the details actions. So first I have to just get the data and show that over here. So here again I just create a detail actions which will expected a id, and in this id again I have to call this get hotel by query command, passing the id, get the data, and that data is trying to bind in our details page, details view. And simply in here, in the details, we are nothing we are trying to do over here. So yeah, simply just add a view. We are not trying to do any update or any manipulation operation over here. So that's why I just simply create a view and just display only, right? So let me create a view html, and in here let me bring back that uh, that name, means that html over here. So this is my html, right? So save it. It is nothing, just simply whatever data we are getting as the model, I'm just simply trying to bind. It's a simple html, right? But here I just miss one thing. Yeah, it is should not be as a view, it should be a details. So let me rename it to details. So let me renames, and that we are good to go, because our actions also is a details, right? So let me go. Yeah, this is a detail, so I have to just keep same names. So that is fine. Let me quickly run and see in actions. So it is running. Click that hotels and click the details. Now I'm getting the data, right? And also if I click that back, so it is go back. If I click this guy, so I'm getting this guy and go back to guy. Now final is things is pending for delete one, right? And also if you go to the details, right? So there's a option is edit. So if you click that edit, so see, now also you can just edit, for example, one and one, and it should be updated, right? See, it is got updated perfectly as per here. So now final thing is pending for delete. So let me quickly implement the delete one, close that, go to that. Yeah, I already over there hotel controller. So now last action I will just create it over here is that delete actions, right? So let me quickly create a delete actions over here as a get. So this is that get delete endpoint, miss actions, and expected id, and whatever id I'm just passing, I'm just getting the data, right, and passing in this view. And once I getting that view, so whatever data it will getting over here on the delete click, it will appearing over here with this confirmation dialogues, right? So save it, and right click on that. And before that actually I've just create that post method as well. So whatever the post method means, once I getting the data and once I click that confirmation button, it should be delete, right? So this is that post method over here, action name is delete, right? And that using the delete confirmation action method over here, and simply nothing we have to do, passing that id, and this delete command will taken care whatever delete actually we're trying to do, that will delete, and simply it is redirect to that home page, right? Save it, and let me create that delete view. Right click on that, add that view, add, and just make it that name is delete, right? And add it. Once you add it, now I have to just design over here of the delete functionality, right? So simply I'll just replace that my HTML over here. Simply it is the same things, right? There is nothing do over here. Just I just mention, okay, this is additionally over here I sure want to delete, and rendering all the datas over here as like view is just rendering. And this is that another form we have just created in this here, like delete actions, right? And in this delete actions we have trying to do over here that controller also delete, means hotel, and here I have to just call this guy to submit button, and then that will be deleted, right? Save it, and now finally uh, run this application. So go to that hotels, right? And let me try to delete this guy. So let me try to delete. Now see, once I click the delete, you're able to see whatever delete data are getting with this confirmations. So now if user don't want to delete, so they can go back to over here. If you want to delete, so click on the delete. Now see, data has been deleted from the database, and it is just rendering only just left or remaining data, right? So now this is the way actually you can just integrate your clean architecture service in your MVC application. And I'm not going to implement that another tab which I already shown the demo, right? Which is again, it is similar kind of things, right? Similar, because why I'm just calling similar, see, this is the session just I want to show you like how we can actually integrate your clean architecture in a MVC, right? So this is that way, right? So simply you can just create a mediator R, right? And call whatever command you want. So you just call it and then use it, right? So I just show you all that insert update delete. So other feature whatever we have in this clean architecture, right? So which I just created in our clean existing clean architecture, that is that only that hotels bookings and rooms, right? So that also you can just try yourself. If it is not if you face any issue and all, please let me know, I'll share that code and all. But yeah, mechanism is the same. Like if you know like how we can insert update delete mechanism with using clean architecture and MVC, so you can implement any of the feature, right? So whatever we have existing. So that's all for before closing this session. I want to give you that source code which clean architecture. So see, this is that clean architecture source code. You can just use it, and you can just use it, right? For here now, see, all everything is over there. So you can just take it, and you can just try yourself to use it, right? So that's all, and have a nice day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.